y'all?
What to do?
So we're finally making our first YouTube video. We've been saying it for a little minute, but the first thing we're gonna do is start off with a little simple question and answer video, a Q&A. We're gonna answer maybe about 10 questions, because we got like a total of...
It's 25?
Just about 25, so we're gonna probably do like a part 1, part 2, and we're gonna answer like half on this one and half on the other one. All right, we're gonna start off with, what's your opinion on the key to a long-lasting relationship?
I always say communication and understanding.
So I say for me, definitely communication. And it's like with us, I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but I think with us it makes it better because we like started off as friends and we still treat each other like best friends, even though we're in a relationship. I think a lot of people get that kind of mixed up where they think like, if you're in a relationship, it's just relationship, but you can still be like best friends with each other, you know? So I think it's like communication, trusting, and just being like open and vulnerable with each other. I think that's the main key point.
So what I'm choosing is, in what ways have you grown as a person since your relationship?
I guess I can start off with that one. What ways have we grown as a person?
Yeah, since our relationship.
Well, one, I feel like I definitely grown from like being just a kid to like becoming an adult and still growing into becoming an adult and as a strong woman too, because it's like we got together when we was kids, we was 14 and 15, so it's like we still had a lot of growing to do. Like we got together freshman year of high school, we went through high school with each other, then we moved to a whole different state with each other without our parents and family around, so we had like a lot of learning and growing to do with each other. And I feel like having only mainly solely us two, it kind of helped a lot, because like we ain't had nobody else to depend on but each other. So I feel like that kind of grown us together and as individual people. And it's like we basically growing into the people that we want to become, like the man and the woman we want to become. So I feel like me personally, I have grown a lot in all ways.
So with me, how I grown was, I grown to learn a lot about myself inside a relationship. I'm grown to understand you more as a feelings, because coming from a man point, some parts of feelings we don't understand. So I've learned to get in tune with my feelings, to be able to have conversation as I've grown, and not just be quiet about everything, because I'm quiet anyway, but like, that has owed me to be more spoken about certain things. I take a lot to the chin, but I'm like, I gotta not speak on it more. So in our relationship, I've grown to talk more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. I think with us, we like balance each other out, because it's like he's more of like laid back than I am. Like we both laid back people, but it's like he's more of a extrovert.
I'm introvert. An introvert is quiet.
Well, introvert, and I'm kind of like both. I have my moments, but it's like he's more of an introvert where he can chill out, saying how it's not to other people, and I'm like I can be both. So like, I feel like we balance each other out, because it's like you said with emotions, I'm an emotional person. I'm a Cancer, so I'm in tune with my emotions more so than he is. So I feel like I helped him out with that, and he helped me out with like learning to kind of just be me and not being scared to be open and vulnerable with being like who I am. So I think that's a big thing. What is your favorite thing about your relationship?
I got many things, but I say that we best friends about everything. We can talk to each other about anything. It's open at all times, and we give each other enough room to grow. You know, we really show value to one another in different ways. So I think that's the most fun part. And then like every day is something new. You know, with each other, we learn more about ourselves than we bring it to each other. It's always fun. So, like, that's my big thing of our relationship.
I think for me, most definitely like the fact that we are open with each other and that we are best friends, like no matter what. But it's another thing for me is that we're always like us. No matter who we're around, no matter what happened, like we always continue to be us. And it's like a lot of people our age, they want to go out, drink, have fun, and this and that. And it's like we don't change like who we are as people and as a couple for nobody. So I feel like that's my favorite thing about us, because we always just continue to be our goofy selves, our true, open and honest selves, no matter who it is. And it's like we have fun in our own kind of way. So I feel like that's like my favorite thing about us, and the fact, of course, like you said, that we always learn something about each other every day. It's like it's always something small that you may pick up on every day, no matter how long you've been together. And we have been together for a minute, so it's like you'll think you know this person, like in and out, but it's always something that you learn about. So I think that's one of the main things that I like the most about it. And you always make me feel comfortable in who I am.
Have y'all ever thought about couples therapy, marriage, and kids? You want to start?
I would say, for one, yes, I've definitely thought about kids and marriage for sure. That's something we spoke about, on the same page about. As far as therapy, I didn't necessarily ever really think about it before, because I used to think differently of therapy. Like I used to think it's like if something wrong in a relationship, but I kind of have like a different point of view on it. It's not something that I'll say I'll necessarily like do for sure, but it's something that I'll be open to if it came about. No matter, like, not saying like nothing wrong with relationship, because there can be like good or bad, but I feel like if it's something that I feel like can grow the relationship even more and bring us closer to where we already are, then I'd definitely be open to it. And everything else, like kids and marriage, of course, that's something we always talk about.
Yeah. So 9 years, you can say, marriage is definitely on the table. Kids definitely on the table. But then when it comes to couple therapy, never thought about it. We never really, I know you go to it for good reasons and also other reasons to patch things, but so we so open with everything and vulnerable, it really ain't. We know each other too well, because I really need it.
Yeah.
But
each other's stuff.
yeah, we like each other therapists. If something go wrong or something go right, we talk to each other. Talk our ear off about the exciting, about the sad. So I really don't know about therapy too much. So
yeah, I ain't never thought about like actually going to nobody, but like how I've been learning more about it, and we can be each other like therapy too. So it's like we can have our own like therapy sessions where we actually speaking to each other, asking each other questions, mental check-ins, stuff like that. So I feel like it's depending on how you look at it. All right, y'all. So next question is, what's the secret behind 8 years? Well, yeah, it's kind of similar to the question we already answered, like how to keep a long-lasting relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I wouldn't say like it's necessarily a secret. I feel like my opinion on it is how you keep like a long-lasting relationship. Because we already going on 9 years, so for me, I would say for one, communication, trust, of course, loyalty, and then it's like you have to be able to trust the person fully and trust your relationship. And I feel like a lot of people don't know like the boundaries when it comes to being with people. Like if you,
No,
but like a lot of people don't have like boundaries like for the relationship. They don't have like, a lot of people have like different expectations when it comes to being in a relationship. So like, you just have to know like the person you're with. I feel like know who you're dating, know who you are, and comfortable with you in your relationship. So I feel like that is one of the main things for sure. And then just trusting each other, being open and honest with each other. I feel like a lot of people just like, they don't know exactly what they're looking for. Like if you don't feel comfortable with that person, if you don't feel like you can talk to them about anything, then it's something that you may need to work on or that y'all may need to talk about. So it's like, I feel like just to keep a long-lasting relationship, what we've been doing for as long as like we don't argue. A lot of people think that's like an issue if you don't argue. Of course we have disagreements, like our relationship's not perfect, but we have disagreements, but that don't necessarily mean that we argue or something wrong. It's just that when we have those disagreements, we just speak about it. You can't be afraid to have like those hard conversations or those difficult conversations to where you feel slightly a little vulnerable to speak about. So I feel like that's another thing, just be open and honest about whatever it is that you feel.
I think, so to kind of go off of kind of what you already said was that be willing to grow with each other. That's something that we've had to learn. She's seen me come from a kid really to a teenager to becoming a man, and be able to bump my head, and she was there to be willing to, okay, he did it, but he's not gonna vice versa. Because we all need to become vulnerable, trust each other, open, because those things really matter. So if you're not willing to do that relationship, be able to see that person grow into what you believe they can be, it's why you chose that person, then it's not really the one to be with. But with us going on 8 years, I think the really biggest thing is be going on 9 years. You said 8 at the first start, no?
Well, yeah. It's 8 but going on 9.
I know we're going on 9 years, 10 next year. So really going into it is be willing to go with each other. I say what you learn each other over and over every day to learn new things about each other, the small things, the major things. So be willing to grow. Even if you bump your head once or twice, just grow through it. If y'all want to grow through it, y'all forever be together.
Yeah. I feel like giving each other, like you said, give each other room to grow in a relationship and as a person. Because if you don't, then you would feel like you're not growing, like you don't have room to be who you really are. So I feel like you gotta kind of give each other the room to grow. And a lot of people feel like when you live together, they feel like you with this person 24/7. Yeah, you with this person, but you gotta still know how to give that person space too, even when you're in the same household. And that's something that we always do. Like we're not under each other 24/7, even though we live with each other. We're not under each other 24/7. I may be in the living room or in our room or in my office. He may be in his office. So it's like, and then we have that time where we come together and be one. But we don't always be under each other, because then you don't want it to be like where you're feeling cluttered or not having that space to just be you or have your alone time, which is something everybody needs. So I feel like just giving each other that space and that room to grow for sure.
How do we meet?
So we met each other in middle school. We known each other since 7th grade. So I remember the first time I seen him, it was like orientation or something like that.
Orientation.
In school, and then I had seen him, and it was like we both had like seen each other because we had like we was in the same class, like getting started in the same class. Yeah, and our lockers was always right next to each other from middle school, like both middle school years, and probably if we would have had lockers in high school or used them, it probably would have been by each other. But we ain't never used them in high school. But so we are like our lockers in middle school was always like literally right next to each other because our last name. So it was like I seen him one day in orientation. We kind of just like glanced and looked at each other. So, but that ain't like the first time we actually met. That was the first time we seen each other.
Yeah.
But we met in middle school.
For sure.
Like it was always when we had classes together. Then eventually, like toward 8th grade, when we kind of like started being friends. And then started like seeing who each other is for real. And then we was like cool, we was always goofy with each other. We was just friends, and we had like other people we was in classes with that was cool with each other. So that's how we originally met. And then when we got in high school,
that's beginning the whole story right there. Started off 7th grade seeing each other. Lockers was literally, we was shoulder to shoulder every morning. We seen each other every time we left. We seen each other. Then eventually going to 8th grade, it was the same thing. We had classes, a bunch of classes together, so we had to see each other.
Right.
Then with our last names, we had to be by each other. So it was like we was, I don't know. They kept putting us around each other so much. It was always so. They must do something, you know. So everything kind of came together. Then 9th grade where it took full effect.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
Now we 9 years in.
Yeah.
9 years strong. But we gonna end it off with that question, y'all. So let us know, like down in the comments below, if y'all want to see a part 2. We may answer the rest of the questions on like another video. But let us know what y'all think of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and can't wait to show y'all more content. We'll be back with more.